Multipotentialites often struggle to choose just one path. These people have strengths and passions that pull them in many different ways. So, choosing a path for, say, post high school can be difficult. Here's Laurel Griffiths, the Director of Family Services, speaking to this idea. Stay tuned after the video for more information on the benefits of the Young Scholars Program and how you can directly access features like these virtual events.
Look for other examples of people who have done many different things throughout their career, and careers where there's a lot of intersection between things too. And you said he's interested in biochemistry, finance, accounting, math, language, and law. Amazing. So I'll get to some thoughts around there as well, specifically, but looking, first thought, look for other people, other examples of individuals in history, in life right now, maybe within your family network that have a lot of interest and do a lot of things, and how do they navigate those situations? In particular, when looking for these examples, one organization that may be helpful to you is called Road Trip Nation. This is an organization that's been around for over 20 years, and they send young people out to interview other people in different fields on their trajectories through their careers, so that there's this big archive of resources and interviews with people from all different types of jobs, all different walks of life, and they reflect back on how they got there and what decisions they made. So that may be an online resource to help you with this first idea. Second, exploring any job shadowing, internship, or volunteering opportunities in your area. Your students' high school may be able to help you with these, find these things, but if your student has any organizations or companies in the local area that they're interested in, they may just reach out and see if there are opportunities to do this, especially a job shadow, where you might just go to the company for a couple of hours and just talk with employees there and look at what they do day to day. Might be helpful. That can really hone in on what working environment does your student enjoy, because that can really narrow some things down from all of these fields, because there are so many opportunities. And you said nobody wanted to take a 14-year-old for shadowing. I'm sorry you haven't found organizations like that. We've had pretty good success with very young students in the single digits, even finding some opportunities for shadowing. You might then look at volunteering opportunities. Again, your local high school may be able to identify some opportunities or organizations that help connect youth with organizations. So you might look at that. You might also look if there's a general volunteering organization within your community. That might also be an avenue. And organizations like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America sometimes have pretty wide networks of organizations where their students have come in and done things, because many badge requirements require students to interact with community organizations. So you might also tap into that network. And you might look, I don't know what sectors you were looking at in particular, but you might also look for nonprofit organizations which might be more open to shadowing, such as like an accounting firm that does pro bono like tax returns and filings for low-income communities, or a law organization that's a nonprofit that helps marginalized groups, things like that may be able to have some more flexibility because they are community mission focused. Then you might also have your student describe their ideal job, right? Like if they got to do anything in the world, regardless if it actually exists or not, what is the ideal? And again, I know he might be thinking very much about like, well, here's this, if I become a lawyer, then I won't be able to do a lot of math or something like that in the way, you know, in a specific law field. But what is he seeing the overlapping here? What really pulls in? If he could do all of these things, what might that look like? Because that might actually exist, right? There are many intersections to these things. And I don't know all the specifics of what your student is interested in. But for example, let's say we think towards ultimately a job in law. Now, you don't have to study law in undergrad to go to law school. So maybe he does major in biochemistry and finance or accounting, and then goes on to specialize in law, in corporate law, specifically related to firms that deal with science, biochemistry, lots of chemical firms out there right now going through lawsuits. So maybe that's one way of like not giving up necessarily on any one interest, but exploring lots of things like that. Or copyright law, right? Copyright law about new innovations, right? And again, that might be a way of, you know, combining some interests, a different thought with looking more maybe at accounting, maybe forensic accounting that combines kind of law and accounting. Again, there's also things like, I don't know what language your student's interested in, or if it's more like linguistics or how language works, but you could also think about law for specific communities that are unrepresented a lot within the legal landscape of the United States, and supporting them. And so that might be a way of combining those interests. Like there's a lot of overlap between the things that your student's interested in. So looking for those intersections and what would that ideal be if he could come up with something that intersected, because it may exist or exist in part. The other thing to think about is attending a college where there's a lot of support for students combining interests and not having a set idea of what they want to do when they come in. The first college that I think of when I think of along these lines is Hampshire College. It's one of the 5 college consortiums, one of the colleges within the 5 college consortium in Massachusetts. Everyone designs their own major when they enter into the college. Well, not right at the beginning. Over their 4 years, they develop their own major, and they have a panel of advisors that help them select courses and experiences and pull those disparate threads together into something that makes sense for your student. So you might also look for schools where there's a build your own major option, or everybody is required to build their own major, like Hampshire, or colleges that have a more open curriculum, meaning that they don't have a ton of requirements. So there is a lot of room for exploration. And also colleges where there's a lot of on the job in the field work. And two colleges that come to mind around those are Northeastern College in Boston, Northeastern University, not college, where they have a co-op curriculum, meaning that several times throughout your university career, you are doing you're doing jobs. Basically you have internships several times throughout, and the college helps you identify those internship opportunities and fulfill those internship requirements, so you get to cycle through several jobs while you're at university. There's also a college called Bennington College in Vermont that they're operate on a typical semester schedule, but they also have a January term that they call their fieldwork term. And again, it's designed so students can have short internships, independent projects, study abroad opportunities, pursue very specific coursework sometimes, so that there's built-in opportunities for students to have this exploration time outside of their typical coursework. So that's also something to consider.
Thank you for watching. Check out the cultivated resources we have on our Davidson Gifted blog, linked below. The Davidson Young Scholars Program provides our members with opportunities to connect, engage, and access a range of family services to support them on their profoundly gifted or twice exceptional path. Want to learn more? We host application Q&As for families to learn more about our program, testing requirements, and even our application. Visit our website, davidsongifted.org, and find the next available Q&A on the upcoming events tab. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.